What's up, guys? Coming in today looking at our MLB playoff matchup between the Dodgers and Brewers and our whole college football slate here on Tuesday, October 14th. We're going to give out plays on every single game. I'll give you my favorite underdog pick of the day and my massive lock, which just hit its 100th win yesterday as part of our undefeated 6-0 day. We're also going to give out a bunch of MLB player props for Game 2 of the NLCS, so slam that like button and subscribe to the channel to make sure you keep seeing these videos every single day, and let us know what you're thinking in the comments. I personally read and answer every comment I get. Check the pinned comment throughout the day to see our favorite picks, and you should definitely check back a couple of times throughout the day to see if there are any changes with injury news coming out and starters being confirmed. Yesterday, guys, like we were saying, a perfect 6-0 day out there. We hit the Bears at plus 5.5. That was one of the last games to get finished on a rainy, windy night. We see the Bears come up with the 25-24 win as they knock in that field goal as time expires. A chance they got thanks to Jaden Daniels fumbling the ball away. DeAndre Swift had a monster night both on the ground and through the air, and the Bears defense actually came up pretty big. So maybe this is time to reevaluate the Chicago Bears. We hit the under there on that Buffalo-Atlanta game. Tons of running game action from both sides, getting the cash on our underplay with a total score of 38. Always love when that clock keeps rolling when you're on the side of the under. Now, we also had Palmer there, over 18.5 receiving yards at minus 115. A very comfortable cash there as he catches both of his targets for a total of 60 yards. And we cashed that one pretty early on. Not a lot of sweat in that one. Seems like they need to be trying to find a way to get him the ball a lot more often. We also had Robinson, over 74.5 rushing yards at minus 110. The Bills defense can't stop the run at all, and that problem continues as Robinson piles up 170 yards on 19 carries, including snapping off an 81-yard rush in there. So very, very dominant stuff there, and an easy cash for us on that player prop. And we had the Falcons at +4 as our dog of the day. Atlanta comes away with the straight up 24-14 win behind a great day there from Robinson. Like we were talking about, Penix was also very good, and that Bills defense continues to look really, really bad. They've had plenty of injuries, and all of a sudden Buffalo not really looking like the juggernaut everybody was expecting them to coming into the season. And last but not least, we cashed our massive lock of the day. We had Jaden Daniels over 6.5 rushing attempts at minus 160. Took us until the fourth quarter, but we get there for our 100th cash on the lock of the day since we started doing that bet early in the MLB season. So a pretty cool milestone, guys. We're definitely happy to cash that one as well. And minus 160, not too bad of a price there for a massive lock of the day. So a very, very good day out there for us for sure. We're going to go ahead and dive in now. We've got that MLB playoff game to break down. We've got a couple college football games to look at as well. Not a super busy Tuesday out there, but we're going to look at every possible bet that we can find for you guys. So let's go ahead and dive in. First up, we're looking at those Los Angeles Dodgers as they go on the road to take on the Milwaukee Brewers. The Dodgers come into this game, I'm sure, very, very stoked about taking the win in Game 1. Now, it was not an easy one. They end up winning 2-1 there. They did out-hit the Brewers 7-2, so I'm sure they feel good about that, but it definitely was a game that certainly could have gone either way. Ohtani going 0-2 there at the top of the order. Looks not great, but he was also walked 3 times, so he was on base. Definitely helpful despite the fact he didn't score any runs. Mookie Betts, not a great night out there. Hernandez, okay, I guess. A lot of the damage, and not that there was that much damage done, really was just done by Freddie Freeman. He's the one that gets most of the credit here. He had a great night, also hit a home run out there, so a very, very good day for him. In terms of the pitching situation, Snell going out there, he maybe is the biggest hero. 8 innings, 1 hit, 10 strikeouts, no walks, 103 pitches, a very, very good outing from him. And the bullpen kind of holds things together there for the Dodgers. They got real sketchy there at the end of the game. So we'll see if the bullpen can continue to hold together, see if the hitting can continue to look decent out there as they go into this one. They're going to hand the ball in Game 2 to Yoshinobu Yamamoto. He had a good regular season, 12-8 overall, a 2.49 ERA. His last time on the mound, though, was against the Phillies, and that one did not go well at all. 4 innings, 6 hits, 3 earned runs allowed, gave up a home run in that one, walked 1, only struck out 2, and it was eventually an 8-2 loss there for the Dodgers. So I'm sure they're hoping he can be much, much better than that. His other playoff outing this season was against the Reds, and obviously the Reds didn't look great in the postseason. He went 6 2/3 innings, gave up 4 hits and 2 unearned runs. He walked 2 and struck out 9, so a much better performance in that one. We'll have to see what he can do here against the Brewers. Not exactly a team that he has great history against. I mean, faced them back on July 7th, and it did not go well. It was a 9-1 loss there for the Dodgers. He gave up 4 hits and 5 runs, 3 of which were earned, and gave up a home run while walking 2 and striking out 0. A very, very rough game, sandwiched between 2 great games for him. So we'll see if that was just a situation where he just didn't have it that night, or if he really does have some sort of problem here going up against the Brewers. I'm a little bit concerned about Yamamoto in this exact situation. He didn't look great his last time out. I don't have any reason to think he's injured or anything like that, but we'll have to wait and see what it actually looks like. I'm a bit concerned about him, and I'm kind of concerned about the Dodgers pitching situation overall in this game. Over the course of the playoffs so far, and I'm not sure, I think these statistics are one game behind, so they might not be taking into account game one here, but a 5.91 bullpen ERA, like, not a great bullpen so far in the playoffs, and kind of makes sense since the bullpen was not all that good in the regular season either. So certainly room to be worried about the Dodgers pitching situation in this game. In terms of their offense, obviously they're one of the best offenses in the major leagues all season long. I mean, second in runs scored, second in slugging percentage. You guys get it. They were nuts out there, and with the kind of payroll they've got, you'd expect them to be nuts. But last night, if it wasn't for Freddie Freeman having a monster performance, things would have looked a little bit different. It was the bottom of the order looking better than the top of the order, and there's a lot of money there going to Ohtani, Mookie Betts, like Teoscar Hernandez. Like, these are guys that are expected to do a little bit better than they did, and the Brewers were able to, at least to some extent, pitch around them. So we'll see if that turns into a trend here for the rest of this series. But definitely the Dodgers will be hoping they can pick things up a little bit offensively, but we'll see what they can do here going up against the Brewers, who are now in a 1-0 hole. Not time to panic or anything like that yet, and they definitely aren't going to be panicking here as they hand the ball to Freddie Peralta. He had a fantastic regular season, 17-6 overall, a 2.70 ERA. The concern is his last two outings did not look good, and it's been a little bit of a trend headed in a not great direction. Those two starts against the Cubs, I mean, I guess the first one was fine, 5 2/3 innings, 4 hits, 2 earned runs, okay, but then his last time out was back on the 9th, 4 innings, 3 hits, 3 earned runs allowed to give up a home run in that one, walked 2, and struck out 6. His strikeout numbers have stayed good, just the overall results have been a little bit problematic. Now, his history this season against the Dodgers is a bit mixed. He faced them twice in July. His start on the 19th did not go great. 5 innings, 5 hits, 4 earned runs allowed, gave up a home run in that game, but his start on July 7th, 6 innings, 5 hits, no runs allowed, walked 1, and struck out 7. So very, very solid stuff in the first outing, not so good in the second outing. So we'll see what things look like here, deep in the playoffs for Peralta. I would hope that he could dig deep and find a good start in this one. At least that would be what you would think is possible. I mean, he's pitching at home. That has to help a little bit. So we'll see how he goes. If he doesn't have a good time out there, though, the good news for Brewers fans is the Milwaukee bullpen's been great. A 1.42 bullpen ERA is the second best bullpen ERA in the major leagues this season. And yeah, they've just looked fantastic. They've eaten up a lot of innings. Their strikeout numbers are very respectable. They're doing a good job of limiting walks. They have given up 5 home runs, but other than that, it's been mostly good news there for the Milwaukee bullpen. So that is great. The offense obviously having a very rough day yesterday, coming up with only the 1 run. The top of the order didn't get a ton done. A couple walks mixed in there as well, but a lot of strikeouts. As a team, they struck out 11 times, which obviously is not ideal. No home runs. It was just a bit of a rough day at the plate for the Brewers. So they'll be hoping they can bounce back here against a guy they had a lot of success against this season. And obviously, over the course of the season, the Brewers were an excellent offensive team. 3rd in the majors in runs scored, 3rd in batting average, batting .258 as a team, 2nd in on-base percentage, getting on base at a .332 clip. So tons and tons of good news there for the Brewers at the plate. So we'll see if they're able to come up with much in this one. Looking at the numbers for this game, guys, the Brewers are plus 105 at home. The Dodgers are minus 125 on the road. We've got a total of 7 in this game. The Dodgers 41-40 on the road this year, 45-35-1 to the under on the road. The Brewers 55-29 at home, 41-40-3 to the under at home. Obviously, I'm not taking those trends too much into consideration here, but I do think under 7. Not a crazy idea. I don't think we're going to see a ton of offense in this one unless Yamamoto gets shelled. But if he does get shelled, then the Dodgers are going to go to the bullpen. But the bullpen's not so great, so I don't think that's a terrible play here, but it's not going anywhere near the pinned comment, guys. Much better than that is the Brewers. I will be taking Milwaukee, getting at plus 105 here at home. I think it's a very reasonable play. I think their chances of evening this series up are excellent. I don't think they're going to go down 2-0. Having Peralta on the mound against Yamamoto definitely seems like an advantage here to the Brewers. Now, the way these two guys have thrown the ball right now, I'm not, locked in on this one. It's not going to be like a massive lock of the day or anything, but the Brewers at plus 105 could end up as a potential dog of the day in this situation just because it's a very short slate, and I do think Milwaukee is in a good spot. Now, in terms of some player props I like for this one, I will take Freddie Peralta over 5.5 strikeouts here at minus 136. His last start, something in debacle, only lasting 4 innings, giving those 3 runs against the Cubs in that 6-0 loss, but despite all that, he had 6 strikeouts, and he's had at least 6 strikeouts in 4 of his last last 5 outings. He had 2 starts against the Dodgers back in July. One was terrible, one was great like we talked about, but I do think Peralta to find his strikeout total in this one to get to 6, I don't think is crazy at all. A play that I definitely think is valuable here, getting plus money, Yamamoto under 17.5 outs in this game at plus 121. I'll be shocked if he is suddenly able to go deep in this game against a team that has historically torched him this season. Also, in his last start, he got blasted by the Phillies, only lasting 4 innings. So him to go deep into this game seems like an awfully big ask to me. I find that very, very unlikely. And getting plus 121 on that play feels like an excellent spot. On the Brewers side, guys, I like Christian Yelich here to hit a home run at plus 700. He had a home run against Yamamoto the last time he started against the Brewers, and in the same matchup here, I think his chances of going deep are reasonable. He hasn't had a home run like a month, so let's not get too carried away with this one, but out of all the home run props, I do think this one is very reasonable and a nice big plus number. Another hitting prop I like is Jackson Chourio to get at least one hit in this game at minus 198. He was one of the few Brewers to get a hit in game 1, and being on the top of the order helps in this situation as well. He has 5 hits in 5 out of his last 6 games, and was really killing the ball early in the season early in the series against the Cubs. So I think we'll see him keep after it in this one. And last but not least, guys, and this one feels like an excellent spot, I'll take Freddie Freeman to get 1+ hits in this one at minus 189. He's been an absolute monster this postseason and had 2 hits, including a home run in game 1. He has hits in 4 of his last 5 games, and if you wanted to take him to get a couple hits as something of a long shot or anything like that, I could definitely be on board with the way he's clearly seeing the ball right now. Hey guys, hopping here with a quick shout out to the sponsor today and every day's video, and that is StumpTheSpread.com. Click the link in the description to go over there and see the top confidence picks from our entire team of experienced cappers. Right now, our premium members are getting daily MLB, UFC, NFL, college football, and NHL hockey picks. NBA season, guys, is 8 or 7 days away now, so that's going to be coming on board as well. So a ton of great action over there in the premium section for Stump the Spread, coming off a nice profitable MLB season. Hockey is getting rolling here right out of the gates. NFL and college football are settling in. Lots of great stuff over there at Stump the Spread. Definitely want to click the link in the description, get over there and check that out. But not just the premium stuff, guys. There's tons of great free information over there. There's free picks that are posted exclusively over there at StumpTheSpread.com every single day. There's also our free to use bet size calculator, and there's our free email list. You definitely want to take advantage of that email list, guys. It's a fantastic resource. All you have to do to sign up for it is go to StumpTheSpread.com, click that login button, set up a free account. All they'll ask you for is your name and your email address. That is it. And you'll get one email straight to your inbox every single day. It'll have at least 1, sometimes 2 or 3 free picks. Tons of information on niche sports betting like golf, NASCAR, tennis, all kinds of good stuff like that. Lots of NHL picks coming out in there as well. Tons of NBA stuff coming up. So definitely want to get in on that, guys. It's a fantastic resource over there at StumpTheSpread.com every single day. And once you're signed up, it's no more effort. Like, you just get it every single day. A great way to start your sports betting looks every single morning. Also, in terms of our results for the premium picks, coming off a very, very nice night for hockey, going 3-1 on hockey plays, cashing the Wild as a 1-unit play. The Flyers also came through as a 1-unit play. The Blackhawks cashing for us as well as a 1-unit play. The Jets Islanders, that under did not come through. Unfortunately, that was a tough loss. And baseball and football were a little bit of disappointments there on the 13th, but a very, very nice night there on the NHL side. Tons and tons of NHL picks coming out every single day, so definitely want to be getting in on that. Also, guys, if you're a huge fan of what you're seeing from us here every single day, click that little join button right below the video to sign up for a YouTube channel membership. YouTube channel members get early access to all of our videos, get the name up on screen in every video, but maybe more importantly, get access to our members-only giveaways. We give away a Stump the Spread hoodie here every single week. We'll be doing our next giveaway here on the 20th, so definitely get in on that if you're interested. We put the name of every single YouTube channel member on a big wheel. We spin that wheel, and whoever it lands on, they get a Stump the Spread hoodie of their size mailed straight to their address of choice. So definitely get in on that, guys. I love giving away those hoodies to our channel members over here on YouTube. It's been great, and it's something we're looking forward to doing more and more. The more channel members we get, the more we'll give away. Like, we're at 100 channel members right now. If we can get to 200 channel members, we'll start doing 2 giveaways every single week. So definitely get in on that if you're interested. But now, guys, let's go ahead and dive back in. We don't have a ton cooking out there in the sporting world today, but we do have 3 reasonable college football games. So we're going to go ahead and dive in on those. First up, we're going to look at the New Mexico State Aggies as they go on the road here to take on the Liberty Flames. New Mexico State comes into this game 3-2 on the season. They're 1-1 in play there in the Conference USA. Their last game was a 37-10 win there against Sam Houston, but Sam Houston, maybe one of the worst teams in college football. We'll see. I mean, they are 0-5 or now 0-6 on the season. Not looking very good. The New Mexico State passing game looked decent. I mean, 19 of 26, 255 yards, 1 touchdown, no interceptions there for Logan Fife. Not a bad day by any stretch of the imagination, but not some massive, big, gaudy numbers that you would kind of expect them to be trying to put up against a team as bad as the Sam Houston Bearcats. The running game looked okay. Not necessarily a monster day. I mean, a total for the team of 95 rushing yards, 2 touchdowns, on 31 carries. So that was a pretty good day, and TK King was a monster there in the passing game, obviously catching 6 balls for 132 yards. Very, very good work there. New Mexico State did fumble it away once, so the Aggies have something to improve on there. And defensively, I don't have anything bad to say. You allowed 10 points. I don't care if you allowed 10 points against really any opponent. They semi-limited the pass, not amazingly well. They did come with 1 interception. They did stop the run, but Sam Houston was having to pass the ball a lot because they were losing that whole game. They generated a total of 3 turnovers, which normally would be great against a team like Sam Houston. I'm not about to throw you a parade for building up 3 turnovers. Like, it wasn't terrible, don't get me wrong, but if you look at their schedule, they haven't really played anybody tough. Their only wins are against Bryant, Tulsa, and Sam Houston. They got obliterated by Louisiana Tech. They also got obliterated there at New Mexico, and they've got to go on the road in this one. So we'll see how things go. They are 60th in the nation in points against. They are 111th in the nation in points scored per game. So that's a little bit concerning here as they head to Liberty to take on the Flames, who are only 2-4 on the season. They come into this game with a win over Maine, and they're fresh off of a nice 19-8 win there at UTEP. They haven't played the craziest schedule, but have played some tougher teams kind of close. So we'll see what they can do in this one. I mean, in that 19-8 win against UTEP, obviously their offensive numbers don't look insane, but we do love what we saw from Vasco passing the ball. No interceptions there and 243 yards to the air. The running game looked pretty dominant. I mean, Blue and Williams both having good days there, combining for well over 100 yards on 29 carries. Only 1 rushing touchdown there. Not, like I said, a huge offensive day. And it's not like UTEP's a monster team, but we did like what we saw from Liberty in that one overall, and especially on the defensive side of the ball, guys. They held UTEP to only 111 passing yards, had 2 interceptions there, didn't generate any fumbles, but a dominant game. You give up 8 points in a college football game, like, that is bonkers to me. So very, very good stuff there defensively for Liberty. And over the course of the season, they've been a decent defense, 45th in the nation, giving up 20 points per game. Their rushing game is very, very strong, in the top 60 in the nation as well. So a lot of positives right now for Liberty, and they come into this game 9.5-point favorites. We've got a total of 46.5 in this game. New Mexico State, they're 2-3 against the spread. They're 3-2 to the under. Liberty is 2-4 against the spread. They are 5-1 to the under. So right off the bat, guys, I do think under 46.5 is very live in this game. Don't expect to see a ton of offense from either one of these teams. Both of them would like to run the ball. Whether or not they'll be able to do that, we'll have to wait and see. But I do think we're going to see a low-scoring one in this one. I will also for sure take Liberty here to get the win and cover. I don't feel like New Mexico State is as good as their 3-2 record would indicate. They've gone against an easy schedule. Even with the mid to lower tier opponents they face, this squad still is very, very low. They're 119th in the nation in offensive output, 105th in total defense. New Mexico State has been pretty much a non-factor in the ground game, 134th in the nation in rushing. Their one-dimensional attack could find tough sledding against a decent Liberty defense. Liberty's played 4 out of their last 5 games on the road. This squad should be enthusiastic to get their next 3 games in a row at home. Liberty has faced a tougher schedule than New Mexico State for sure, and even with tougher competition, the Flames have put up better numbers than the Aggies on both sides of the ball. I think we see Liberty's defense and home field advantage being the difference maker in this one. Next on the docket, guys, we're going to be looking at the Arkansas State Red Wolves as they go on the road to take on the South Alabama Jaguars. Arkansas State, they are only 2-4 on the season, a season opener win there against Southeastern Missouri, and then last week a 31-30 win over Texas State. Some of their losses in there are pretty respectable. I mean, they lost 24-16 against number 14 Iowa State. Like, this team has shown some decent stuff in that win against Texas State last week. It was pretty, I mean, I'm not disappointed at all with what we saw from the Red Wolves. Jalen Rayner, 248 yards passing and 2 touchdowns. Also 92 yards and 2 rushing touchdowns. That kid is looking dynamic out there. Other than him, the offense isn't that nuts. I mean, Corey Rucker is a monster wide receiver, would be a little bit of an exaggeration, but he did catch 8 balls for 102 yards last week. We saw Arkansas State not turn the ball over a single time against a pretty decent Texas State Bobcats team. So a lot of positives there on offense. On defense, they did give up 30 points, but they did a decent job against the pass. Against the run, they did struggle a little bit, obviously, but yeah, you got to give up something at some point. They also gathered a turnover there. So, yeah, not a bad day defensively for Arkansas State overall, especially if they could just buckle it up a little bit against the run. Now, over the course of the season, they haven't been a great defensive team, 119th in the nation in points against, but they're 104th in points for, averaging 23.3 points per game. But they've got multiple games against really good teams. Like, they've played Arkansas and Iowa State already. Like, that's pretty impressive scheduling for a team, out there in the Sun Belt like Arkansas State. So we'll see what they can do here going on the road to take on South Alabama. The Jaguars having a rough time. They're 1-5 on the season with losses to Tulane, loss at Auburn, which I guess was semi-competitive, but blown out by Coastal Carolina, loss pretty significantly there at Texas Tech, or at North Texas, and then last week at Troy, losing 31-24. Not a great look there. They did go to overtime in that game, but yeah, I don't know. I don't have a lot of positive things to say. I guess Davenport was efficient throwing the ball, but 15 passes, completed 10 of them for 104 yards and 2 touchdowns. The running game is where South Alabama is going to want to try and win games. And, sometimes they'll be able to do that. It did take them 56 rushing attempts to get to 265 rushing yards and only 1 rushing touchdown there. So we'll see if they can pick things up a little bit there. In terms of the defense, giving up 31 points against Troy is not a great look. They couldn't stop the pass. They did have 1 interception, but okay. They couldn't really stop the run either, giving up 217 rushing yards on 45 carries and 2 rushing touchdowns. They did generate 2 turnovers, so good job there, but the Trojans are much more likely to turn it over here than the Arkansas State Red Wolves. So yeah, South Alabama could be in a bit of a tough spot here. Over the course of the season, they are 29th in the nation in rushing yards, but they're also 119th in the nation in points against. So looking at the numbers here, guys, South Alabama, they are 7.5 point favorites at home. We've got a total of 59 in this game. Arkansas State, they're 3-3 against the spread, 4-2 to the over. South Alabama, they are 2-4 against the spread. They are 4-2 to the over. Guys, I'm definitely going to be taking Arkansas State here, getting 7.5 points. Although South Alabama has put up better overall statistics so far this season in comparison to Arkansas State, getting the upside potential of the Red Wolves getting over a touchdown feels like the better value bet. Arkansas State picked up a great win their last outing, taking down Texas State, and the Red Wolves surprisingly went toe-to-toe with ranked Iowa State back during the non-conference schedule, losing that one late by single digits. We like Arkansas State's quarterback, Jalen Raynor, who we were talking about already, and what he brings to the table with his dual threat ability. South Alabama has lost 5 straight, albeit against a tough schedule, but this feels like too many points for the Jaguars to be giving against an adequate opponent. Last but not least here, guys, we're looking at the Florida International Panthers as they go on the road to take on the Western Kentucky Hilltoppers. Now, Florida International, they come into this game 2-3 on the season. Not exactly having a great time. Beating Bethune-Cookman, congrats. Beating FAU, congrats. They lost 34-0 at Penn State, which is a loss that is actually looking less good as time goes by. Lost to Delaware, and then last week a 51-10 blowout there at UConn. So yeah, Florida International, not a team that's having a great time out there in the Conference USA. We didn't like what we saw them running 2 quarterbacks out there, and those guys totaled a grand total of 174 passing yards and 3 interceptions. So the quarterback situation is a mess there for FIU. The running game isn't all that much better. We did see Owens have 67 yards and a rushing touchdown on 16 carries, but nothing to write home about there. They fumbled the ball away twice, so a total of 5 turnovers there in that game against UConn. Not a good look, and not a good look defensively either. Joe Vigano got everything he wanted there in the passing game from UConn. Yeah, very little resistance there for the Panthers. They got 377 passing yards. They gave 150 rushing yards in 51 points. They generated 1 turnover, so congrats on that, but not very many pauses for this FIU Panthers team. They're just not very good. Don't even really seem like they're going to be up to par there in the Conference USA. It's looking pretty bleak. An unsettled quarterback situation as well. They're 49th in the nation in rushing yards. They're 122nd in points against. They are 115th in points for. So looking at their opponent here, Western Kentucky, the Hilltoppers, they're off to a great start this year. They're 5-1 on the season. Their only loss was at Toledo, and yeah, they haven't faced the toughest schedule. Their last 2 wins were against Delaware and Missouri State, but now they get to go back home, and the last time they were at home, they beat Nevada 31-16. So liking what I'm seeing from the Hilltoppers right now in that 27-24 win against the Delaware Blue Hens. It wasn't a blowout or anything like that, but decent quarterback play, 23 of 31, 1 touchdown, no interceptions. The running game totaled 108 yards on the ground and 1 touchdown on 26 carries. So I know it took them a lot of guys to get to that number, but overall, definitely not a bad day. They've got some solid wide receiver options. They did fumble the ball away once, so that's a mistake that could be cleaned up. But in terms of their defense, While they did give up 314 passing yards, they did not give up a passing touchdown and also had an interception. They gave up 3 rushing touchdowns, but only 121 yards on 34 carries, so not a terrible job there against a pretty decent Blue Hens rushing attack. We also saw them generate a fumble turnover there, so yeah, 2 total turnovers there for Western Kentucky. Their defense generated 2 turnovers. That's not a bad day at all. And honestly, looking at their season-long numbers, I mean, they're 14th in the nation in passing yards. They are 61st in the nation in points against, 46 in points for, putting up over 33 points per game. Like, there's a lot of things to like right now about Western Kentucky. And looking at the numbers here, guys, that's why they're 9.5-point favorites here at home. We've got a total of 56.5 in this game. FIU's 3-2 against the spread, 2-2-1 to the over/under. Western Kentucky is 5-1 against the spread this season and 3-3 to the over/under. Guys, I'll be taking the Western Kentucky Hilltoppers here at -9.5. Neither of these teams have been good on the defensive side of the ball this season, that's true, but Western Kentucky brings in the clear edge offensively, 40th in the nation yards per game. FIU 86th in yards per game. The Panthers have been trending in the wrong direction, coming off back-to-back blowout losses there against Delaware and UConn, and this one on the road against Western Kentucky is arguably their toughest test this season outside of their road game against Penn State. We like what Western Kentucky has shown in recent weeks, coming off back-to-back competitive road wins over Delaware and Missouri State. The Hilltoppers are one of the most dangerous offensive teams through the air in the group of 5, ranking 14th in the nation in passing yards per game. Given how these teams have been trending, we like Western Kentucky and their home field advantage to come through with the win and cover for us in this one. Guys, unfortunately, that's all the games we have here for today on a pretty short slate there across the entire sports world. Hit that like button for good luck on all of your bets and subscribe to the channel if you're new around here today. Let me know in the comments any questions you have on today's slate or if you enjoyed that 6-0 day yesterday. I appreciate everybody for watching these videos. Make sure you're clicking the link in the description to get over there to stumpthespread.com. Check out all the NHL stuff that's going on over there. And very, very soon, we're going to have NBA action in there as well. It's going to be kind of a new look NBA season too. Lots of emphasis on player props in there. So definitely want to get over there and check that out. And especially get over there to stumpthespread.com and get on that email list. Guys, we'll see you right back here tomorrow. Same time, same place for more sports betting action.